Peggy 18.
Welcome to Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on PC. You've heard the console kids banging on about it being one of Capcom's greatest, and it is, for ages now, and finally it comes to the PC. Now don't worry about feeling left behind. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to bring you up to speed with 5 tips on how to get started in Dragon's Dogma. You start Dragon's Dogma like most RPGs. You're a simple fisher person going about your fisher person life when all of a sudden a giant red dragon attacks your village, pops open your chest and eats your heart. Much to your surprise, you wake up not dead and find out that you are in fact the Arisen, fated to quest against your winged assailant and restore order to the land. It seems that this is but one of endless mirrored worlds cursed to endure the dragon's rampage until an Arisen is able to best it. Will you be different than the others that came before you? Now, tip number 1, you haven't even left your village before you discover what's so special about being the Arisen, aside from the ability to walk about without a heart. It's that you're given command of the Pawn Legion, strange travellers to this land that can be conscripted to fight for you. This is my favourite part of Dragon's Dogma. You'll be asked to construct a pawn of your very own. Your new best pal that will be by your side for the rest of the game, and better yet, be your representative that will be recruited by other players in their game. What your pawn learns on those adventures they share with you, be it the way out of a dungeon or how best to tackle a beast that's giving you trouble. Best of all the other pawns that you meet will have been created by other players, all as uniquely styled and as informed as they are. Now onto our second point, you can have 2 further pawns join you, which leads us to combat disciplines. Both you and your pawn can change fighting vocations to become specialised in areas. And just because you start out as a bow-wielding ranger doesn't mean you can't end up as a mace-wielding mystic knight. The same lesson applies to your pawn, though the Arisen gets some sweet classes just to themselves. That means that if you're finding one encounter tough to crack, you can always change you and your party's style up and come back and have another go. This includes hiring new pawns in place of the old ones, especially if their skills are not up to scratch. Don't worry, they won't take it personally.
May our paths cross again.
Number 3, Dragon's Dogma contains multiple story branches and endings, but some things about it remain RPG steadfast, so don't overlook them. Each inn you'll visit has its share of notice board quests that you can usually mop up on your way from one destination to the other. Monster loot is often more valuable than it at first seems. Sure, you could sell it at bulk, but a lot of it could be used for various armor enhancements and enchantments. Number 4, those situations where you find yourself outgunned and out of your depth will come, by the way, usually in the form of one of the larger creatures that stalks the land of Granzes. If you're not with the pawn that's faced this foe before, then someone is going to get hurt. It'll be up to you to get stuck in and discover a weakness in that monster you're tussling with. There's a good chance that you could all be killed, but if you're going to go down, you may as well do it clinging to dear life on the back pelt of an enraged Cyclops. If you survive, it'll be a heck of a story, and you and your pawns will remember what brought that beast down the next time you face one. Number 5, by the time you reach the capital of Grand Sorin, you and your pawn posse will have a fair few impressive feats under your belt. However, much like any other pseudo-medieval time stronghold, the capital has its own layer of intrigue and mystery, making it well worth your time to explore. From its poverty-ridden slums to the halls of its lords and ladies, Grand Sorin has many secrets. Most important, however, are the stores which you can track down. Everything from the blacksmiths to the barbers, they all have their uses. The most infamous of all is the Black Cat, where you can find nefarious forgeries and exotic accoutrements that you won't find anywhere else in the land. Remember to keep both you and your pawn equipped with the best gear you can. You don't want to send your pawn off to another player's game in just the robes you found them in, do you? Alright, that should be enough to get you started in Dragon's Dogma. Thanks for watching and keep it tuned here for more Dragon's Dogma videos just like this one.